So I'm making this off rip. I was thinking about it on my walk, and in the past couple of days, I thought I was gonna dip back into my depression. I had a bad experience playing video games where someone was attempting to bully me. And it was just a huge letdown because I'm a very positive person, and anyone who spreads negativity to me just seems evil, and I didn't know how to handle it. But I didn't handle it well, to be honest. I don't remember what I told him. But I just I felt like I didn't handle it well, and so the past couple of days after that, I haven't been playing video games, and I kept telling myself that I just don't want to. It's too much effort. Pleasing everyone, helping people out just seems like a chore. All these things are just getting in my head, and all this negativity. And to be honest, I tried thinking about it in a worldly way where I was just saying, like, maybe it's my frequency, maybe it's my autism, my ADD, not being able to focus. But all these things, aren't worth dealing with or even contemplating, because come to find out, like, just sitting in God's presence is enough. And there's this verse that I mentioned in one of my older videos about God's presence taking the fear away. The fear of moving forward. And it was Psalm 16:11. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. And I started thinking and meditating on this verse. And that's exactly what I want to know from God is the path of my life, where he wants me to go, his will. And from everyone else's perspective and experience, it seems to me that just reading the word is sufficient, praying and listening to sermons, things like that. But I know intuitively that it's just more than just that. God wants you to love your life, and he doesn't want you worrying about pleasing him. He just wants you to be free and turn from sin, right? But here's the thing about his presence that I learned from meditating upon this verse. What his presence does is, it's not to hear his voice. It's not to figure out whatever you're going through, the solution. His presence is the solution. And it is all that you ever will need. So when I was going out on my walk, I was thinking about his presence and what it means. And when you sit in his presence, it's not just that moment of feeling his presence. Like, you feel it all day long. You walk with him in the spirit. So what that correlates to is that he wants you to spread his love, which gives him glory. And, in return, we are filled with joy. And the following line on that verse is, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. It kind of reminds me of what they say in Narcotics Anonymous, where, we used to seek drugs as fulfillment, when really the whole time we were seeking God's fulfillment. And I think that joy it comes from pleasure. That's why when we want to feel happy, we tend to be on our phones a lot. And addicts will have a craving for their drug of choice. But as someone who is 4 months sober, I know that drugs aren't the solution, but I'm still faced with all these addictions, like scrolling on Instagram Reels, YouTube videos, streams on Twitch and stuff like that. But I soon found out in a very short amount of time that I was just wasting my time by thinking that these are healthy, or that they're somehow better than drugs. That I somehow can sit thinking that I'm doing something good by talking in Twitch chat, or by communicating with a community. They're not bad. It's not bad to do these things, but you have to have a certain balance. And after a while, I became so... I learned that this is how I gain pleasure. This is how I become happy. But that is not eternal. Those pleasures aren't eternal. They start to wear down on you. So don't go thinking, how can I fix my frequency? How can I somehow turn this around to make it easier on me? The solution is to be still. It really is. And, if you can't just be still and know that God's presence is with you, then read a verse like the one I mentioned, Psalm 16:11, or Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Just think upon it and think about what it means to you. Think about what that verse means to you. But I hope this helps somebody with their addictions, and helps them realize what God's presence is all about. Bye.